And I watched it unfold. One day, and I was a tournament tennis player for like 13 years. I walked into a tournament and I told my mother, I said, I'm going to do what Jimmy does. No, I didn't do that to the person I was playing against. I just said, this tournament is mine. I'm taking this tournament. I own this tournament. I'm the champion of this tournament, etc. Boom. It happened. It was the strangest, most mystical thing as a young person. And I knew there was a connection, but I didn't know what it was.
Yes, you claimed it. My dad, one time when I was, I guess in high school, and I wanted to do something, and I was talking to my father about it, and I said, I want to do this, and I play basketball. I want to do this, and I want to have the best team that they've ever had in this school, and we're going to win everywhere. And my brother walked up and said, you don't think you can play basketball. You're just a little girl. And my dad said, yes, you can. And when he said that, I knew I could. And we became state champions that year.
Was that your first aha experience with claiming what you want?
Yes.
How does it manifest for the rest of us? For example, when a person is in the process and in the transition of claiming what they want, how does it express itself? What does that mean? What are they saying? What are they doing that illustrates that they're claiming what they want?
Their attitude changes. Their demeanor changes. My brother used to walk in because he did everything. And he would walk into a room, and you knew when he walked in because he strutted. He didn't just walk in. He didn't hang his head down. He didn't act as if he was shy. He walked in, and he owned the room.
Got it.
And when he played basketball or baseball, he was a baseball player. And when he played baseball and he walked out with that bat, you knew he was going to get a hit. When it was his turn to pitch or catch or whatever it was doing, he would catch balls that nobody could catch, that were over his head, and he would jump, and it was as if he went 6 feet up in the air because he believed he could.
So claiming what you want is going to be expressing itself and emanating through a person's vibration.
Right. If you don't believe it at first, just keep saying it. I can do all things. I can do everything. I'm good. I'm wonderful. I started telling my children when they were small, you can do anything you want to do. And they have pretty much done that. Everything from sports to band to anything that they went through in school, they were number one.
What have been some of the most difficult challenges that you've had in your life that you have had to put your own advanced paradigm and new thought relative to money to work in your life?
Relative to money. Let me give you one on health.
Okay.
First, I have a daughter who was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 5 years old. When I went to the doctor, he had taken a blood test, and I went to the doctor, and he gave me the results, and he said, I need you to come back. I need to take another test. That one was not good. Let's take another one, and then you come back tomorrow. And 3 times he did this. And the last time when I went in, he sat there with tears in his eyes, and he says, I don't know how to tell you this. He says, I have had to tell parents this 3 times this week. And he says, I can't handle it. He said, she has leukemia. She doesn't have long to live. I don't know if I was just too young at that point to let fear take over or if something in me just said no. So I went home, and I sat down in another room, and I held her, I rocked her, and I said, no, 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 that's not my truth, no, no. And I said no for hours. Took her back the next week for her checkup. He took her blood test again, called me back the next day and said, well, you got to take another blood test. Called me back again, said, we got to take another blood test. And after the 3rd blood test, he said, I don't know what happened, but he said, last week she tested with leukemia. This week, she doesn't have it.
What do you equate that to? You denying the existence of disease in your daughter's body?
Well, that's the only thing I have to think it in any way affected it.
Did you speak to God? How did you talk to God?
I just said no, 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 no. That one word. That's one of the things that Catherine teaches is your no power.
Talk about that.
Your no power is when something comes up or somebody tells you something that is, they think, a fact of what is going to be. And you have the courage to sit there and say no, either to them or it doesn't matter whether it's with them or not, and just say no to yourself. You are the one that's putting yourself in charge of whatever it is that was coming up. And when you say, no, I will not accept this in my life, and you convince yourself that you are in control, I refuse to have this in my life, I will not have it in my life, go away, then the universe responds. And that's the joy of working with metaphysics, is when this huge universe out here begins to assist you in either denying something or claiming it, whichever one is correct for you. It begins to work. And you can do it with anything.
The example you gave of your daughter and what you did was beautiful. Isn't that remarkable?
Yes. By the way, she's almost 50 years old now.
Wow. Wow. You're getting younger.
Right.
I deny aging.
She has never been sick since that time. She's not even had a cold.
That means the angels are around her a lot.
Right. Right.
Talk about your denial affirmations. Give an example of a few of them related to money or health, for example.
Okay. Now, not all of New Thought believes in denials. I believe in it very strongly because when we have something, a belief system, that it's a negative one, that we think of something negative that can happen, or bad luck, or it's raining outside and I'm not going to be able to go where I want to go. You can even stop the rain or slow it down to a point that you can get out and go to wherever it was that you're supposed to be going, and have it so that the ideas in your mind take precedence. And you know it's sort of difficult to stop the rain.
Indeed.
But when you begin to say that there's something wonderful that's happening in my life, I can make it happen, this is what I choose. And you just make a choice. When you have something that is imminent in your life, after the first few times when you see how it's going to work, you set up this ahead of time, that I have such a thing coming up, and I want good weather. And like a picnic. And people say, oh, I do hope it doesn't rain. Oh, we can't have it. And the fear begins to come out. And the chances of it raining get stronger. But if somebody in the group is saying, it never rains on my parade, it never rains when I have something planned, then that's what begins to energize the world according to a person with a strong belief that has seen it work. And that's the big key, is to make choices ahead of time and get it established before you have all these people that are saying it's going to rain. But it's like this. Talk about jobs. A person who's out of work that's saying, oh, there just aren't any jobs out there, is going to have much more difficulty finding a job than somebody who says, oh, there's plenty of jobs out there. I just have to go the right direction. Show me the direction. And they begin to cooperate with the universe to know who to call, or to talk to the person that just had an opening in their office, or something of that sort. The universe will match you with where you were asking to go.
And part of this is that most of us are used to looking into the world of the natural, the manifest form. That's why I tell people, don't listen to the news. Don't listen to the reports on the economy. It's concocted anyway. You might as well be involved in God's economy.
Well, I tell my